This is 100% concerning if you're a food delivery driver. This is a real warning. Uber Eats, Grubhub, DoorDash, and frankly, even just other side hustle apps. You need to watch this video. This has been going on for a couple of months now, and I have very real concerning questions I want to ask you of how is this going to affect all of the food delivery apps, other side hustles in general, and is this a massive warning sign for the industry? If you're driving food delivery on any of those apps, what do you like about it as a side hustle? Sure, why not? Even the other side hustles. So what do you like about this gig stuff? So you can drive when and where you want. You can drive on a scheduled shift or just go offline, online. And those scheduled shifts, it's not like hard and fast, I'm going to get deactivated if I don't do a schedule. Like if you go to work, right, your normal W-2 job, if you don't show up, you're going to get fired. That's not necessarily the case. If you schedule a shift on DoorDash and you don't necessarily do it, I mean, it's not a huge deal. There's the freedom to work on different apps at the same time because all of this, you're an independent contractor. So if I want to do Uber Eats or even like Shipt, I want to do Amazon Flex. Now, you don't want to take multiple assignments from different apps at the same time. What I'm saying is at least you can go online, you can toggle, you can multi-app, it's called. You don't have to wear uniforms because that's more of a thing of an employee of a W-2, right? And you can accept or deny orders that you want or you don't want based on the numbers. Now, you can't accept and then cancel. That's completion rate on DoorDash. That's what they call it. Same thing on everything else though. So don't accept and then cancel, but the prospective orders, you can decline that all day. At least we thought. Well, this concerning email has been coming across again for the last 3 months or so on the Grubhub platform for their drivers here. It says, hello, we have discovered that you are in violation of your delivery partner agreement with Grubhub. Our records indicate that your service falls below the industry standard for like services in your region. Pay attention to that part there. This behavior is a direct violation of Section 4 of the Delivery Partner Agreement. In accordance with Section 11 of said agreement, you will no longer be contracted to perform delivery services with Grubhub going forward. This decision is final and you will not have the opportunity to appeal the termination. That is real. That is huge. That is instant termination of a Section 4 thing. And look, if you want to see the terms of service, you can see it in your Grubhub driver app. And frankly, any of these apps, they give you access to the driver terms of service, obviously as they should here. And look here, at least on this terms of service, there's no explicit Section 4 or even Section 11. I would really, and I'm asking Grubhub to signal drivers where they're citing this from because drivers are receiving this exact email in mass. Going back to Reddit, one driver said, hey, I'm in Vegas, got deactivated last Monday, have already been hearing about these mass deactivations for months. Seems like a new group of drivers let go every Monday after your Grubhub program level stats updates. I literally know dozens of drivers here deactivated for AR acceptance rate. That is the concern here because I've said it for years on the channel. We've seen verbiage as an independent contractor, like 3 different things here. Everything's always said, you don't have to worry about acceptance rate and you shouldn't have to worry about acceptance rate. Some of those deactivations, again, citing this driver, started in Vegas. Those drivers still have contacts at the company, older drivers there. They have specifically been told it's because of their low acceptance rate. Comment down below. Number 1, if you're driving on Grubhub. Number 2, if you've gotten deactivated from this. I'm going to tell you something here in a second that's quite concerning. And then number 3, if you don't do Grubhub or you don't do it a lot, like I don't do it a lot, I usually do Uber Eats over anything, will this translate to, frankly, the other 2 much bigger platforms, DoorDash and Uber Eats? Because in scrolling through these, Reddit posts from drivers, one driver said a support agent told them it was, quote, a courier acceptance rule, which sounds wild. I mean, I have never seen verbiage, heard anything, emails, etc. about a courier acceptance rule. There should not be an acceptance rule. And I know on the support pages, DoorDash especially, I'm sure Uber Eats as well, that they say in their support pages, you can decline as much as you want. Again, don't just accept and then cancel. That's different. Continuing, that same driver delivered over 5,000 regular orders, hundreds of catering orders, and never had a violation or issues with your deliveries. Also on Grubhub, you can go in your profile, see any violations as well. My acceptance rate dropped to 9%. And I was deactivated. The weekly deactivations are beginning to look automated at this point. And I'll tell you, and for those of you that don't know, I've mentioned this for years, I've mentioned this here and there, that DoorDash deactivated me in 2020 for having affiliate codes down in videos like this on YouTube. I had done that for years, and I even got an email from the company saying, oops, we deactivated you by mistake. We checked your referral history. It is fine. And then 4 months later, they deactivated me for the same thing. So these companies can and will deactivate you for a litany of reasons. How can Grubhub do this? I'm not a lawyer. Comment down below if you have experience in this. But the parent company, Just Eats Takeaway, they're based internationally. I don't know how that translates to U.S. labor laws and specifically the classification of employer and independent contractor. And once you have, to my understanding, again, not a lawyer, not legal advice here, but once you have an extent of control over the independent contractor, they're not an independent contractor anymore. You have to treat them as an employee. Specifically, things like mandating the uniforms, mandating shifts, and this is pushing it. I don't know. I cannot see number one, 60% market share, DoorDash, touching deactivations on acceptance rate. I can't see Uber, massive company, Uber Eats, touching deactivations on acceptance rate. Frankly, to be candid with you, I do not know what Grubhub is doing. I think this is going to cause a lot of problems. It's already caused a lot of controversy. And I think, let's go back to this, I think it hinges maybe on this verbiage. It says, hey, if you're not hitting industry standards for like services. Another driver, Reddit here, says, I got deactivated today. The only thing I did was not accept any orders this Saturday and Sunday. They were all bad offers and decided not to take any, which is, I've done that. I've had days where I've declined, basically all day. Like I would go on for maybe 20, 25 minutes. Nothing was good. So I just declined everything and I either multi-niched, I went on a different niche, or I just went home. So takeaway number one, if you're in, I feel the smaller proportion that are just doing Grubhub by chance, no one should just do one, app within a niche. You need to eventually multi-app. Get comfortable with one first and then multi-app in the niche and then eventually spread out to multi-niche and look at other niches entirely. But regarding the email, if you get messaging in the app, screenshot it, especially if it's in the app, because if it's in the app, you might lose access to it. So screenshot it. And if you reach out to support, you can screenshot that as well. So what is this courier acceptance rule? Are they falling back on not meeting, service standards for your region and they can keep it vague? The section 4, section 11, if you can give us more info on that, if you found it. And then is this going to migrate? I don't think so, but we'll follow this for you. Is this going to migrate to other food delivery or other side hustle apps?